Hello everyone, we're here with an oracle reading. My name is Gabriella. For anybody new tuning in, we are using the Rainbow Brain Skull deck. I will show a picture. I'm also going to put the information in the description box down below in case any of you guys are curious, interested in looking into the deck. I find it to be very helpful. So I see this deck as being like a guide. Sometimes if you get off or distracted, or you feel like you're coming into a block that you're trying to figure out, sometimes if you're prioritizing things that maybe don't need to be prioritized, or something is sucking your energy in, this can definitely give insight and kind of bring you back and help you ground, help reorient you. Okay, so the first card out, it says, out-argue bad narrative in head. So with this card, it's about being very, very creative with what you are using when you are communing with the shadow space. So it's like, what narratives of the closed heart chakra or the shadow space are coming through that are maybe freaking you out, or maybe you're having a hard time with something. To have this imagery, it's like, allow your imagination and your creativity and your inner child to take back that narrative space. Rather than it being one of fear, let it be one of creativity and imagination, and see where things go from there. Which voice in your head do you want to prioritize? Okay. Next card says, being out of ideas is just another idea. Being out of ideas is just another idea. It's just another piece of the pattern of what can be adding up and coming together. What I'm getting is that you may feel like you're in maybe a bit of a dry spell when it comes to your maybe creativity, something like that. Could be dealing with more human things right now, you know, like the voice in your head, or feeling like a lack of inspiration, things like that. Just part of the flow. It's the lower end of the wave. So you may also be getting more comfortable with maybe not having a bunch of ideas and feeling really high energy right now. Okay. This card says, I love control, wish I had some. So as you can see, this person is falling, feeling like you're out of control, a free fall. This kind of reminds me of a tower and like the people that fall off of the tower when something has like not gone the way that you wanted it to, or you were like, you know what, in my head at 5 o'clock, that green car is going to race by, and then 5 o'clock comes and the car didn't do the thing that you thought that it was going to do, and now you're all out of sorts because something that you thought was going to happen didn't happen, or something that you wanted is not available to you. It's like all of these things, and the universe being like, we're co-creating here. It's not just you that's running the show. So something may have happened where you feel like you're kind of losing grip, but it also gives you the freedom to free fall and to also enjoy that space while you're in the in-between too. And also knowing too, it's not the time to hold on tightly, it's the time to let go. Which, if you kind of surrender to this process, it can be liberating if you allow it to be. And also focus on what you can control too, which is you. So you may be bringing the focus back to yourself and what you can do, rather than focusing on like everything that you don't have control over. Maybe focusing on what you do have a sense of autonomy, of sounds about right. This next card that we have coming out says, relax, it's still just the loading screen. So what this card means is that there's sort of a preparation that is happening right now. You know how sometimes you get kind of thrown into something unexpectedly and you're like, I had no time to prepare? What this card is about is having that moment. It's just like the loading screen that's on the card. It's having a moment to actually prepare for something before the actual thing or the event happens. So right now, you may not feel like you're in a space of doing this and doing that and it's time to take action. Right now is kind of that before space that's happening, where it may feel kind of scary because it's like, I feel like I don't have so much a route of direction that I'm taking right now, where everything feels very ambiguous, or like I'm looking for a sign. Where is that sign? Where is that guidance? And so you may kind of feel like you're walking around blindly, like bumping into walls or in a bit of fog right now. And so your mind may kind of be creeping up on you and being like, hey, maybe you should worry about this thing over there. It reminds me of being in an idle space. And so because you may not have something to distract you, it's like, oh great, now I have to deal with my mind and everything that it's telling me. And you may be having a hard time getting connected with things. So it's like, now you have to deal with your head and the inner monologue. And now is the time to address those things. Now, and your emotions as well. Now you're in a spot where it's hard to like latch onto something and find inspiration. Now you have things that are out of your control that are happening too. And now you're also in that idle time of like, hey, when is this thing going to get started? Like, I'm ready to start things up. And here I am having to wait for things to begin. So you're just in a space that is before the middle of the happening, okay? And it's all a process too. It's all a change and it's all a transformation and things taking on different shapes, and it's ever evolving. But you're just in maybe one of the more, so you're in a cycle. You're in a wheel of time right now, but you're at a lower point where there's more of a dip in the energy. So you can take this time to kind of relax and be like, you know what, I don't need to push myself to do anything right now. I get to kind of enjoy it and see where all of the pieces are going to fall and how they're setting up. So it's a time to be more observant and more receptive and more patient and not needing to be like on, go, go, go. Now is the time to just look around and soak all of it in. And with that, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.